Hello, colleagues. My name is Natalia Halibarenko. We'll continue our series of briefings at the Media Center Ukraine. With us is Natalia Halibarenko, head of the Ukraine mission to NATO. Hello, Pani Natalia. We know that the NATO summit in Madrid started yesterday. What important things have happened so far? Essentially, I'd say that the summit basically started today because yesterday was the informal dinner for the heads of state and government. Um, Today, we've had the end of the first part of the summit where the president of Ukraine spoke with an address to the NATO members, and we expect approved documents such as the strategic concept and the final statement, concluding statement of the summit. What is being said about Ukraine? Have some questions have been looked into? Can you hear us, Panyantalo? Yes, yes. I'll repeat the question. What what has been discussed with regard to Ukraine at the summit? So the question of the war was, of course, looked at, and what sort of assistance is needed from the members of the alliance. These were the main questions. The president also stressed that the NATO and the member states of the NATO have to support to the extent that they're possible and for as long as it's needed for the Ukrainian state. I can say that in this regard, we saw full solidarity with regard to the support of Ukraine. What is NATO's vision of the help to Ukraine in the war? I would say that it's more our assessment of the situation, and I would like to say that, of course, you always want more. You always want more greater extent. You always want faster deliveries, which is why we're working on that. We know that Turkey has unblocked Sweden and Finland's entrance into NATO. What does it mean, and why is it important? It's important for us because it strengthens the northern flank of the NATO. And it's important also because Russia, who so wanted to stop NATO expansion, has, with its aggression against Ukraine, gained the complete opposite. Now, Sweden and Finland are set to join. NATO's ranks will increase, and also think that about the question that the people who are the countries that are about to join are friendly to Ukraine and usually support Ukraine. So of course it's good for us and it's strengthening for NATO, and of course the strengthening of NATO in the transatlantic region. Over the 4 wars since the start of the full-scale invasion, how has the attitudes of the member states of the alliance changed with regard to Russia? The attitudes to Russia have changed completely. Even if you compare the previous strategic concept and the concept that is coming out today for the next 10 years, Russia, in today's concept, Russia is seen as the number one direct threat to the alliance and to the stability in Europe. I think that this is the best definition of what is going on, and it is a response of the alliance to Russia's war against Ukraine. Could you tell us in more detail why this year's summit in Madrid is so important? Any summit always happens within a particular political situation. This summit in Madrid unexpectedly is taking place against the backdrop of war. And war determines the revision of priorities of the alliance. There's no more talk of friendship or dialogue with Russia. It's all about now. Containment strategy is the order of the day. Strengthening the strategy is the order of the day. Supporting partners, which Ukraine is one of, is of course the order of the day, because the security of the European region is also down to us. Finally, what questions are they planning to look at in the summit in Madrid? There will be many questions. One of the most important that we're watching in Ukraine, apart from the Ukrainian situation, is strengthening the eastern flank. This means that Eastern European countries that unfortunately, of course, have the experience of having been under Russian influence are very concerned by their security situation and want NATO to strengthen their presence. We also support this policy because this strengthens the eastern flank, and again, in order to even stay, even as a defensive alliance, to maintain its effectiveness in the current security situation, the alliance has no alternative but to stay but to keep strengthening its presence in the eastern flank. Thank you. With us was Natalia Halibarenko, head of the Ukraine delegation to NATO. This is all for us. Please watch our announcements on the resources of Media Center of Ukraine.